What's up everybody, BBKDRAGOON here, super stoked, lots of great things going on with Titanfall 2 early in the new year. The first is, a big patch just went live, balance changes and a lot of bug fixes, plus coming soon we got information on Livefire, the next content update or DLC coming to Titanfall 2. So first of all, let's talk about the server update that went live a few days ago on the 23rd. Some really welcome changes happening here, from the pilot sentry being nerfed to damage nerfs on the Volt, but a bunch of damage increases on other weapons to bring them in line to hopefully reduce some of the more egregious offenders going on right now, like Hemlock and at least Devotion when we're talking about Xbox One. I know the PC side of things experiences a fairly different meta. Some of my favorite changes have to be the fact that they drastically reduce the requirements for the match loss protection. So basically, when you get joined in progress, if you join in late, they don't expect you to win, so you're not going to receive a loss for some of those join in progress games. They adjusted the actual threshold for when you enter the game when you have that match loss protection on. They increased the direct pilot hit damage for the Gravity Star. They increased damage on the Flatline, R97, Spitfire, L-Star, Double Take, EPG, and Thunderbolt. And much to the celebration of many Titanfall players, they reduced the damage on the Volt. Regen no longer resets pilot loadout names. Assists count as weapon XP again. Yes. And here it is. They nerfed the pilot sentry. Thank goodness, at least on Xbox One. That thing was everywhere and was very annoying, right? When you're dealing with a full team using them, it just got pretty frustrating. The Firestar will no longer display thermite attached if detonated on friendly Titans. They fixed a bunch of different bugs, like the Legion Overcore not being able to be used after using a Smart Core, which I didn't know about that one. A bunch of stability issues have been fixed. They didn't go into too many details there, and fixed Fair Fight category as incompatible bug. Now, when it comes to stability issues, the only thing I ever notice on the Xbox One is frame rate dips if you have your FOV higher than the standard or default, which I recommend you guys definitely increase the FOV. More peripheral vision is always a plus, but don't slam it all the way up because you can have some pretty significant performance drops, right? The frame rate can go super down on some of the maps if you have the FOV maxed out, at least on the Xbox One. Makes sense, right? Let's talk about the next content update or DLC coming to Titanfall 2. They're bringing a new game mode called Livefire. This sounds a lot like Trials of Osiris mixed with some search and destroy. So it's 6v6, it's pilot only, and it is very close quarter maps. You only have a single minute to eliminate the enemy team, or you can also win the round if your team is holding the neutral flag when the round timer ends. Which sounds very interesting, right? It's great that they have an objective in here that increases the pace of this match, but only a minute. This thing is going to be very, very fast, and almost reminds me a little bit too of Breakout from Halo 5. They're going to introduce two brand new maps specifically for Livefire called Stacks and Meadow. They showed off two gifts that look pretty cool and also fit that theme of going really fast. I love the sliding on the cable up there. The opportunities and clips are going to be insane. In addition to Livefire, they're going to add a brand new Coliseum map called Columns, as well as another pilot execution that they're hyping up. Lots of new commander intros are on the way for each of the factions, something I'm very much looking forward to because those characters obviously are some of the funniest in the game, especially the Angel City Elite. Love that faction, dude. And here's the really cool thing, a big update to the playlist interface. They've heard the concerns that having the playlist spread across on 2 pages is not optimal, right? There's a lot of players not going to the second page and diving into some of those other playlists. So here is what they're doing. They're going to allow players to create their own mixtapes, which means you can select which game modes that you want to be matched in. So let's say I want to match in Attrition, Hardpoint, and maybe Last Titan Standing. I can select all 3 of those and create a custom mixtape that will let me match if I just search using that custom mixtape. It's a really great idea to get players trying out different game modes. I don't know if you're like me in the sense that you only play 1 or 2 playlists. I'm pretty standardized to just like Attrition and Bounty Hunt. However, I have been wanting to get out there and try out some of the different game modes. This new update seems like a fantastic way to do that. This is definitely a refresher to the sandbox, and I'm really looking forward to trying out some of these weapons that got a buff. I generally prefer when weapons get a buff to accommodate and sort of counteract some of the offenders, like the Hemlock Devotion, instead of seeing everything getting nerfed away, and then it creates a whole different sandbox dynamic. Livefire, we'll just have to wait and see. I definitely don't think it's probably my game mode, but a couple of new maps and at least a new style of game to try out, that's something that'll keep me interested, as well as this new playlist update. What do you guys think of the new balance changes, and are you excited for this next update? Are you going to be playing much Livefire? I'd love to hear about it down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please like, and we'll see you next time.